me out here. Hey, what up though? What's good? A Cabo, Silewa. Welcome. I am so excited to share the extension of what we talked about on the 28th back on Sunday when I did a collective reading with the Metu Neter and the Neteru, their divine words of wisdom. And I had asked what aspects of ourselves that we're seeking greater love and acceptance. And that ties into this. So I'm going to be looking at my notes here. But I did the Metu Neter reading prior here because I'm learning some lessons to keep myself better organized and out of sight of this state of fear and anxiety here. And so what we had gotten out of that, just to reiterate on that real quick, we had got messages from Geb and our brother Heru Kuti about some things that need to happen on some deeper understanding about self discovery and what the power of that can be so that we can have greater acceptance of love for ourselves and then share what we share with ourselves, how we treat ourselves, then to be with everyone else. I had this microphone on because I was going to use it, but since I don't know how to work it right now, I'll play with it later and figure that out. So thank you for joining. So I'm looking forward to talking about this powerful energy that I'm going to be discussing through my note taking and things because I took a lot of notes on this. Okay. And so, about any ancestral, I asked the oracle first and foremost. Uh, let's see, what ancestral or family patterns are seeking resolutions in our lives right now? And the oracle came out with pretty much from the last reading, Geb, a one. Okay. New beginnings, 10. 10 is always a one because we only got 0 through 9 or 1 through 9 numbers in the numerical uh, divine law system that I follow. And the ultimate deity, the creator source deity that came from everything. One says when we have the number one, one is about new beginnings. I forgot to bring my numerology notes out, but it's about new beginnings. And it starts with who is the first new beginning in our life? Ourselves. And we came here and we chose to come through a portal of a womb. We chose our parents, our mothers to get the lessons that we need to move, right? And so to move forward in our lives, to move forward these generational burdens, these patterns that have been embedded in us for generations all the way throughout the womb, right? Okay. So we're not just learning from our mothers when we're in our mother's womb, we're carrying her DNA that she carried from her grandmother and great grandmothers in them too. Because when girls are born, that mitochondria DNA, we carried that life force information with us from generations because we are all, us girls, are born with eggs. Okay. That came from the spirit. That just came out like a whole new epiphany. I ain't thought about that in a minute, but we all are born with eggs. Women, that's why they say the mitochondria DNA is that holds the her story to our his story. Why the mother is first, the divine feminine needs to be acknowledged in all of us first and foremost. There's a wasp. Let me keep my coop so he don't come over here messing with me, and I don't need that type of warning. So, knowing that the self comes first in the first reading, it talked about, so if we're going to heal family patterns and seek resolution, we have to first know what are those ancestral patterns. Get to know thyself through our spiritual self. What is the spiritual self? Because I like to explain these things in layman terms so that a fourth grader can get it. Our spiritual self is our ancestry. Where do we come from? What lessons did we pick up that aren't ours, that were projected onto us? What his story, her story, are our parents trying to imprint from us that they're trying to finish through us, live through us, because they haven't completed their own journey of their story? Let me sip my tea. Mm. I made this beautiful hibiscus peach rose tea, and it's green. I don't know if you can see it's green because I got chlorophyll in here. Like to get the daily chlorophyll. And so in this reading, we had that came out for what ancestral patterns that we're seeking. I'll get further in depth into that in a minute, but first I want to go on to what we're talking about. So, earthly matters. Okay. So, as I sat with the spirit in question today, it brought me to about a thing on love and connections and partnerships and family systems, even including my own. I've been thinking about those that I've created, those that I have dissipated out of my life because I'm creating a new whole new generations that now are reshaping my our relationships that I'm projecting out beautifully. Okay, Care Bear stare up in here. God, I gotta get comfortable. Ugh, my back, y'all. I need to work on my body. So, anyways, so I just want to have an honest conversation. If anybody wants to come on here, and I love thought provoking information. I love to have you all think. This is why I get on here and live, because I want to have these conversations with other like minded individuals who aren't afraid to say things like, I'm getting into this. I desire a partner, or me. I need a man, or some man. I need a woman. What's wrong with saying you need something or somebody? And plus, partnership is naturally divine. Partnership, companionship is divine, not just with the divine, intimate partner that you're going to marry and rub up with and live with all day. No, relationships are necessary because we are never alone. To say we need something is not because we lack or because we feel incomplete, but what did I put here? Or because I'm calling on a savior that I need somebody to save me. No. What I desire in companionship is what I'm saying that I need. If people won't know what we need or what we want, because everybody don't have that psychic capacity to really feel and listen to what it is that we really need, right? And so personally, I desire companionship because I recognize that's what creates human consciousness, our relationships. I mean, again, we're never alone. We have the birds, the bees, and the trees, the air, the wind. Even when we feel alone, that's the hardest concept. Oh gosh, I had to come up with. Excuse me for letting me. I'm glad you all are listening. And so, the relationship with the self is first and foremost. Okay, and then it's relationship. So okay, this is how I've been taught about the hierarchy of spirit. Okay, it's first the relationship with the spirit. Okay, with the self, with ourselves, knowing thyself first. What does that look like? It'll eventually take us down the rabbit hole to a relationship with spirit. Then that's going to lead to a relationship with our, I put children, but I guess that's because we play as children first. I'm going to stick with that. Relationship with our children and relationship with our families and relationships with our community. So taking care of the home foundation first, as its Cancerian energy is discussing. Home. Home is our first temple. What is our first temple? Our first temple is I. But when we learn how to be more conscientious and use our relationships and not abuse them to their right capacity, we then create a we. We now have a spiritual and physical relationship that we can compliment and talk about to each other respectfully. So I ask again, what the hell is wrong with saying, I need a man? I want a relationship, okay? I want a partnership, not because I'm dependent, and I'm gonna get in that too. What's the difference between codependence and blah, 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 interdependency and codependency? Okay, what happened to all of us in our inner child that made us believe that needing support makes us weak? And I'm gonna specifically put this towards the Black community because I am Black and indigenous and all that. But I see this in particularly in the Black community and in competition with each other. Like, we don't need partnerships. We don't need collaborations. I, me. You know how sick that is, hearing that we ego, I mean, that me, egotism. You sound like a child, a big old baby who just wants everything Now, instant gratification. That's why you can't keep your butt off your cell phone and demon scrolling because you need instant gratification. Let me go because the spirit is flowing. That's not me. It's the spirit coming out. Thank you. So, another part of this discussion, I want to let me put these cards up because they blowing. Y'all already seen them. I'm gonna keep them out because I might use them. So I want to talk about now how we've mistaken. Hmm, the INDEPENDENT. What you know about me? I hate that song, but it's Boosie. But the spirit bring it out. What ancestor want to bring it out? Because it brings out this silly ass independence that turns into isolation. I don't need a man. I can do it myself. And then you project that energy. And guess what? You ain't never gonna get no man with that. You gonna get you a dud. You gonna get you a man, yeah, a real human who's like a dud, a piece of sugar, more so a piece of shit. But I'm watching my mouth because I'm just doing me. So it's like in a culture now that like celebrates hyper super independence. Like we weren't like that before. What happened? I don't need anybody. I can do it all by myself. But that's Tyler Perry movie. I get it, but now I don't like it. I used to love it, but now I don't like it because it does that hyper into black girl independence. I can do bad all by myself. Hell, even Mary J. Blige done talked about it. Oh, look at it. Look, I need to call you, girl. We ain't talked to the Miss Sharita. I think I tried to call you a few months ago, but I'm gonna call you again, girl. We need to talk and catch up, okay? Definitely, because human beings are humaning out here. So let me see what I want to say here. So there okay. So there's nothing wrong with independence if it's not, like hyper vigilant independence. Like self-reliance is great. You know what I'm saying? It's all great with self-reliance, alliance. Yeah, because if you have self-reliance, you're gonna know how to build some true alliances. And many of us are quietly exhausted, overwhelmed. God, I'm trying to get comfortable with my hips. God, after you have a baby, and carrying burdens that we weren't ever meant to carry alone. Like I grew up in a tribe that wasn't alone, that was so lonely, but wasn't lonely. The first family I chose was the loneliest family ever. But when I got out there and discovered my ancestry of the South and my indigenous ancestry, and I see how they do it, I wanted that. But then I came off needy, like like I came off really needy, hyper codependent because I wanted it that I attached myself onto things and people unnecessarily. I'm gonna call you, girl. Trust me, I'm gonna call you. I might call you today. Let me know when you're available. So what? Let's talk about the differences. What is dependency? I need help with something. Let me see. I wrote down some good examples. Hold on, because I be thinking, guys. Look, that's why I like to have these conversations because I'm such a hype spirit. I'm such a child. I'm such a childlike spirit. I love to engage in thought and have these conversations with people. I'm attracting my tribe like this. So an example of dependency. All right, let's see. I need help with something. I have not yet learned or cannot currently do it by myself. Well, every child begins as dependent in life, right? But there's nothing wrong with dependency because we depend to a healthy level of dependency because we depend on our teachers, mentors, our parents who are our first teachers, our mothers who were our first teachers, always members of the community, and different types of peoples and things throughout different seasons of our lives. Okay, then you got that hyper codependency, i.e., I could talk about this stuff and I could talk about y'all because I used to be y'all. So mind your business. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, at least to this extent, but I'm always willing to grow, okay? Because I used to be this hyper vigilant, codependent. Boy, look, when I left Indianapolis, Indiana with that tribe I was trying to make, ooh, it changed my life because I didn't really make a good tribe out there. They just didn't get my spirit. But that's a whole nother thing. So codependency is more like a sense of attachment and worth to some, to your identity that makes you feel safe. You're attaching to something now. It becomes attachment, and your emotional stability depends on that now. Come on, the spirit coming through. This is not me. For approval, validation, acceptance, and presence. Thank Amen Ra, because he sure did come out. Oop. Well, I put him up. He sure did come out. Thank you. And he's coming out with the message. And he say, don't attach. Don't be emotionally reactive, okay? Because when we do that, we're going to create what often develops into survival wounds, okay? And we're going to do anything. People who are in survival mode, look, I've been there and done that, okay? Trust me. Will do anything, whether to intentionally or unintentionally, to hurt somebody. Oh, I didn't. I'm smelling something burning. Mm. Yeah. Don't. Somebody's got a lot of fire in their life, a lot of spirit. You're burning a lot of bridges in your relationships with these codependent relationships, putting people on a pedestal and having expectations for them when they've already showed you that they're not dependable, that they're not reliable. Okay, that's coming from Amin Ra. And he said you need to stop being in your feelings and stop people pleasing and over giving and trying to rescue others, and quit abandoning yourself to keep peace with these people who ain't trying to be peaceful for you. There's a lot of people out here who love and are comfortable and only love us under conditions that make them feel comfortable. God, look, walk by example. Y'all know that song, Walk It Like You Talk It. Walk It Like You Talk It. I'm only going to be on here for an hour or less. I'm really trying not to be, because I got other things I need to be doing for my own currency. But walk it like you talk it. Walk it like you talk it. Amen. He said, y'all know that song, that low vibrational song, but that's really high vibrational, saying, look, be the change you want to be in the world. Be the example. Live it. What you're talking, what you're saying to other people, say it to yourself and be that. Me, I'm out here on a mission. I keep saying Care Bear stare because I am. I'm a walking, living, breathing Care Bear, rainbow bright, black strawberry shortcake and all that. But I'm also a sweet and sour patch kid. Don't get it twisted. I'm a warrior up in here. Okay, a whole goddess warrior. And it took me a long time to get out that people pleasing and hyper independence mixed with codependency attitude. I don't need anybody, but I'm crying when I ain't got nobody. And then I'm crying when I got somebody and they leave me. No, they ain't leave me. I left me, but I abandoned me to keep a relationship with this person unnecessarily. And a lot of us that are hurting with that hyper independence, it's 100%. I'm not even gonna say some. I know it's 100% coming from childhood wounds somewhere, somehow, because either you got it when you were younger or you didn't. Okay. I see all these things going on about inner child work and inner child play, but I don't think people are really discussing what that inner child looks like and how to be our own mother. And instead of just doing the activities, the fun work, the play part, that's the fun work. But where's the real shadow work, they're calling it? Where's the inner therapy? That's what we're talking about, that we're giving ourselves. All these damn confusing terms, but know when you walk with me, I'm going to walk as a living example. And in that living example, I want to understand. Ashe, thank you for that confidence. We want to understand each other, right? So we don't have a whole Tower of Babel where we have to climb up. People will make you climb up walls and knock down walls just to try to understand them. No, if that's too exhausting and you're just trying to do it to listen to and people please, no, that's the wrong way to be. Okay. Now, hyper independence says, I'll do anything because I don't trust others to show up. I will do everything others to show up. That's pretty much what I was talking about. You will for yourself, or just to not ask for help. Why you guys suffer yourself, the spirit say. Just because you're scared to ask, or what you scared for. And the spirit also, the spirit said that's survival mode. We're not trying to be in that, because that hyper independence, excuse me if I'm sweating, because it is like, what's the temperature out here? I think like 87 or something. What's my computer say? 87, it looks like, or it says 97, one of them. But hyper independence, it can be developed from abandonment as a child. I was abandoned as a child. My parents, 90s parents, I grew up in a two-parent household that was emotionally a one-parent household. Father was out there in the streets doing what he shouldn't have been doing when he should have been home. But instead, he let them distractions. He couldn't see himself. Didn't have the tools and resources to get the help that he needed. The system was against him. He didn't have the dependency. He was very hyper independent. He didn't want to depend on nobody because anybody he depended on always hurt him. And same with my mama, hurt her unless it was her family down south, people she trusted, like my grandma Inez Neil Johnson or her sisters and brothers. But even with her sister and brothers, she couldn't really trust them. Hell, I don't even trust my mama's sisters and brothers because they done proved to me, my own auntie and uncles, that I can't F with you. I can't fruit with you, not fruit with you. Nope, not doing it. You're not about to get me down and down low in my lowest ego of Scorpio mode because we know and are ready to receive this message beautifully. We got three, and the Scorpio form is the longest and lowest form. I will sting you if you come at me with unnecessarily. And I'll do it wittily and with diplomacy, like a goddess, as I've learned, because look, I'm a great communicator these days. Trust me. So let's see what else is on my notes here. So yeah, so independence is saying I know who I am, I can stand on my own, and I welcome support, partnership, and reciprocity. And nobody can test us because we know us. Can't nobody test you when you know yourself. You the one who wrote the grade for who you are and how you're gonna upgrade and be. Some of us got A's and A pluses. Hell, some of us got etheric A's. I don't know what that looked like, but it's something. I'm just being silly. Let me chill. That's my child like. So come out. Let me be so I can go ahead and get this out here. But so there's nothing wrong with having a group of people we depend on. My bro star, Sean Morbay, he in Detroit. I love him. Great bro star. He said, I think every person should have at least 1 to 3 people they can depend on and rely on. Okay. Not to be codependent, but depend on and rely on when they are in need at whatever hour. When this person calls you, they might not be calling just to chit chat, but they call them for something because it's got some real significance. It's really thought provoking. It's going to be life changing. Some people are calling just to chit chat, but as we get to know people's capacities and understand who they be, then we can then respect people's I'm gonna find another word for boundaries because that word triggers me. I don't like it, just like I don't really care for the word healing. I'm getting tired of that. I'm getting ready to go through. I'm going through another initiation, spiritual initiation, y'all. I'm having ascension symptoms, and I'm getting really tired of the Webster English Dictionary imposing its reality of words and things on me because it causes conflict and so much miscommunication, right? So I think it talks about the energy family patterns. Yeah, some of us grew up in two parent households that were together, but again, it was emotionally outrageous. Most of the time it felt unwelcoming. Voices were being raised. There were arguments, or a lot of us, like myself, learned to people please because of our inner child. We learned that, like my mother, to be who my mother wanted me to be, or who she was living through me as I figured and come to understand from my reality is that if I got the grades that she wanted, I looked like the child that she wanted. I was looking nappy head with a dry Jerry curl, and I was skinny, and I wasn't healthy, as my family called it, because I was a little chubby thing growing up, and people try to be funny calling me fat. But my love, and my best friend, my road dog, my best spirit guide say, my grandma Inez Neil Johnson, she always stood up for her boo boo head, and she would say, leave the girl alone now, leave the girl alone. She ain't fat now. The girl just healthy. She like to eat. You gonna go ahead and feed her. Gonna feed her. She just healthy. She like to eat now. Don't call the girl fat. Right. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. get fat anyways. You probably got a whole heart issue. But anyways, then that causes a lot of us to perform. Let me try to get the best grade in school, and we're stressing out, and we really see students because this average education is not suiting our true spirits on what it is that we really need educated on. It just doesn't resonate. We begin to become our own best performers. We turn into actors, to people please, to perform for approval. And it all started in our childhood. Hell, it started in the womb because more than likely your mother was people please. You did. I know that's hard to hear. It was hard. It was so hard. But I know for me that to be true. I chose my parents in my reality, and I give thanks for them keeping me in their womb and keeping me safe, and my father producing that seed that brought me here. And I don't regret any of the things that happened to me in my childhood, which was god awful. Look, I can give you a sob story like a child called it, but that's not everybody's business. And maybe you'll find that in the book. But and look, I wouldn't be so awesome and so beautiful had I not went through that. You know how long it took me in my life? I'm about to be 42 years wise, you guys. It took me 42 years of my life to finally say and confidently say, not because I'm faking it till I make it, not in an arrogant way. I am beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, inside and out. And I used to get told all the time as a kid, you're too smart for your own good. That's why your ass get whooped all the time. Well, I am too smart for my own good. I'm witty than a whippersnapper. I'm pretty gosh darn smart because I'm pretty gosh darn creative because I'm a Scorpio. True that. True that. I chose here to come to be a true Scorpio. I got 7 Scorpio placements in my chart. Look, and I love her. And I love all the other placements too. So we learn to present this vision of ourselves that people want to see: the smart child, the successful child, the pretty child. Uh, and then, they project that reality onto their children. We get picked on, we get bullied, and we become hyper independent. We don't want to be around nobody. Why? Because people hurt us, people disappoint us. Oh my God. I'm glad y'all actually on here listening to the message today. I guess, look, the Spirit said I need to get on here and do this message today. I didn't want to because my ego was like, ain't nobody really listening. Why am I going to waste my time and energy? So thank you. Gratitude from the great father Amon and the great mother Auset and this other great mother I'm getting to know, Mama Guan Yin or Mama Guan Lin from China. She is the big mama Nana Bukalu in China. Very compassionate. She's been coming through. My goodness. All the spirits been coming through. But anyways, we can become our own experts when we become our own experts at reading ourselves, we'll then become our greatest expert to read other people. We're all readers, okay? And whoever is reading you as a tarot, oracle reader, whatever, and they tell you that it's them channeling the message, I'm going to tell you right now, that person is in their ego. I will tell you to run for your money because you worked hard for your money. Don't let people come out here and play you because you don't know who you are, but they do, and they will disrespect you. Okay, because I tell you, give thanks to the energy that gave you the message. Who is that? Oh, Scorpio. Oh, yeah, girl. Hey, Nelly B, what's up, girl? I ain't seen you in a minute. Go live. Go all the way live. I want to see it. I want to hear what you got to say because I love when other readers get on the line and tell me about myself. I need to because I don't know everything. I don't want to be a know-it-all. Know-it-alls work a lot. Okay, know-it-alls like to do a lot of work and they be tired because they want to do everything by themselves. They don't believe in companionship. Hyper INDE. Okay, being a single woman working for themselves but complaining how they ain't got a man and they ain't got the money to get their nails done. Well, if you had a man and a partner, he probably would have got your nails done. You wouldn't have had to worry about it. But since you INDEPE, you putting out that energy, but low key in your spirit, you not listening that you really need that. Because you too busy listening to the world, what your mama done told you, hurt mama, you hurt baba. Them hip hop and whatever, love and hip hop stupid shows, them reality shows that are the fakest thing on TV. So, conditional love versus, what am I going to say? So, unconditional love versus unconditional love. Is that what I want to say? Oh, no. Conditional love versus free love. That's unconditional love. Okay. Some of us inherit that belief that we must earn love through performance, right? But when we work hard enough and we really work on ourselves, we can perform so well. Okay. And we know how to really perform truly as who we are, play our own greatest character. And we all have multiple personalities. People are not the same, by the way, all the time. All spiritualists aren't the same. We're all spiritualists. We're all Islamic, but that's the conversation for another day. I don't even want to go there. I gotta stay on track. But what does Sister Girl say? Don't let them read you because you don't know who you are, girl. Oh, girl, yeah, that came from Big Papa. You better thank Big Papa for that, sister. Thank Amon. He said it. He done came down there and said, look, he said, Big Mama said, she done told on you little badass children. You're not listening to her. So he got to come out and he got to, just like our daddies in real life, when our mamas had to say, look, you not listening to me, wait till your daddy come home. You gonna listen when your daddy come home because he gonna tear your tail up. And then you like, no, mama, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry now. I try to educate you. I try to give you grace and compassion. Now you about to deal with the fire. Okay, what is that fire? For some of us, ooh, it was a belt. It was everything they could get their hands on, the fire. But when we finally, I guess when it comes to what am I trying to say? Let me go back to my notes. Hold on, because I'm losing my thought here. All right, thank you for your patience. So when we work hard enough and we perform at our greatest, and we know that whatever sacrifice is enough and we stay quiet enough, we know that we are enough because no matter what, we're being ourselves authentically, truly. Then we'll finally be able to receive the love that we give to ourselves, that we're calling in, we're attracting. Look, Oya says, a change is a coming. All right, I feel good today. Y'all know about you guys. It's hot as hell, but it's beautiful out here because the spirit is working. So when you feel that sunbeam and know that we're working, and when we finally receive love, true, real, authentic love, it's free. You don't feel, yes, you don't feel controlled. You feel seen. You feel heard. You don't ever feel like you're too much. Get away from those people who say that you're too much right now. Right now, the Spirit said, somebody out here, Amon, Gab said, somebody stuck onto earthly things. Get away from those people who say you're too much. You're not too much. You're too great for them to hold in their capacity. You're too great. That's what it is. You're not too much. You're too great. And they cannot hold your capacity. That's all that is. And it's their loss, not yours. I had to tell myself that this week when someone, I think accidentally, after I went through, no, not accidentally, they meant for me to hurt it because they said it. It kind of made me feel some kind of way, but I didn't take it personally. Been going through a lot since April. And they said, yeah, a lot of what you be going through do be a lot. It do be too much. I said to them, I said, godly. I said calmly, I said, wow. I was like, well, how did I say it? I said it in a pretty diplomatic but cool way. Like, if we ever feel too much in anybody's life, well, maybe they're not for us. That's what I said to the sister. If we ever feel too much in anybody's life, I didn't even go in and try to defend that and let her know I was hurt because I didn't. Because I didn't want to argue about it. But if we ever feel like we're too much in somebody's life, then that's all right. You can either stay or you can go. Should I stay or should I go? If you love me, let me know. Should I stay or should I go? And be like a child, okay? And say, ooh, you're mean. I'm getting away from you. Maybe you're not trying to be mean, but your love is controlling because love is not controlled. Love is free. You're going to let me be and love me as I am, or you're either going to try to possess and control me. If you truly love me and you can't deal with me, let me go. Let us go. Let it flow. If you truly love me and want me to be me, then, you can love me from what they say sometimes a 10, 5, 4, 8-foot pole. Okay, we don't even have to be that close anymore. So I'm getting ready to close in the end with saying, a great way to get tapped in with self. People keep saying this, but I don't think they're explaining it clear for the fourth grader. Is to have a relationship with nature. Tap into nature. Yeah, look, listen to the bird. She talking. She giving me confirmation. She's like, yeah, I know that's right. That's what the birds say. Okay, at least to me, yeah, they tweet. Yeah, the birds bark. Some of them do. Dogs bark. The trees talk. Their mother trees. There's father trees. The wind is talking right now. But are you listening? Are you really connecting with these things beyond the physical realm of what science says? Oh, air is made of condensation and water, and it is this much, and air can only do this. You're listening to other people to drive you into what you know and what you don't know. You can't think for yourself that you have to believe everything and everybody else. A scientist who only gives you surface level based information. What? You silly, honey. All right. All right. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you, Sharita. Girl, I'm going to talk. We gonna meet. We need to meet this year. I don't know what the hell we waiting on. But I'm patient. I'm very patient these days. But so, anyways, when we are, I said earlier, even when we think we're physically alone, we're not. You got a pen right here, made from earthly elements. You can write. You can use it. Okay, you can make it your magic wand and start to automate it. Right. Look, what's automated? Right. You ain't even think about it. You let the spirit come out. You just write. Don't care how sloppy it is. No periods. Don't even think about it. Just write. That's called automated writing. Just let your spirit be free so that you can see what is coming through your vessel to talk to you that maybe you're so clouded to hear. So I want you to ask yourself, some of you who are hyper independent, apologies if I hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to, or I triggered something. Boo hoo, excuse me. I'm just being me, straight and direct. No offense. Kosi no wahala, as we say in Nigeria. I'm doing pretty well. So I want to go ahead and talk about the lastly partnership and the reciprocity of partnership and what that looks like in healthy love. And partnership, what are partnerships? Why every time we think of partnerships, we don't think of friendships, kinships, business ships, relationships with nature? Why everything got to be so single and egotistical and romantic? That's why I don't do romance. That's why I don't like romantic comedies. I don't like them corny Hallmark Lifetime romantic white, black love comedies. Excuse me, if you love them, good for you. I might watch them with you, but I might not. So, this is where I want to bring up the conversation back to partnership. I'm not afraid to say I need a man. I desire a companion. Single parenthood is a mental illness. It's a true sin to be out here abusing power with your sexual energy and having intercourse and abusing that power and leaving a child without another parent and to be only isolated, to be raised by not only one parent but might not even have a community. That is a huge sin. And what is sin to me is the abuse of power. There's only one, the abuse of power, because we all have it, as Sister Myra says, but how we use it, Sister Myra says, is how we're going to use or abuse it, right? So I'm not afraid to say I desire partnership because I want to be in my divine feminine. Okay. I actually had a conversation about this with my sister girl, and I give thanks to having mature sister our friends. Teresa McCarty, I give you a shout out, my doula. May you always be blessed. May you always be in good health. May you always have an abundance of love. May you always have more love than you do not. Okay. And anything that tries to come after you and doesn't love and like you, may it deter from you. Okay. Because no weapon formed against us shall prosper, as the sun came out. Amen. I say. Okay. So it's not like I need a man to complete me. I complete myself first and foremost. All right. Let's get that twisted. I've completed myself. I'm completing myself. I'm completing my own cycles. Nobody else is doing that for me. Where am I at? 40 minutes. I'm trying to get off of here before then. Because, you know, it's not that I can't survive on my own. Trust me, I've been surviving all of my life. became an aborted child. Okay, real talk. But it's I recognize the beauty of reciprocity. I recognize the beauty of being able to share life with others. What relationships, how wealthy they make us, how rich they make us. I recognize the beauty of having someone to witness the journey. Thank you, my brother Herukuti, for that. I recognize the journey of having someone witness the journey alongside me so that, like Christ, if they want to get on this love train, may they follow me and be a part of the tribe, be a part of my village, respectfully. And, but some are so stuck and so hurt and closed off in their love. Where's my pen? That it's hard for them to get connected in true, meaningful relationships. It's hard for them to even believe that's a thing. And so, some of us are seeking others to heal our wounds. They can help us heal our wounds, yeah. And there are others who can heal our wounds if we know how to utilize their energy and not abuse it. Somebody said to me, a cancer said to me, my sister in spirit, I give her credit for this energy. Shakita Long, beautiful birth worker and historian of our culture and our ancestry. She said, what did she say? Something about that. Oh, people will meet other nice people just to use them and abuse them. Or I think she said use them. And then I said, and abuse them. I mean, we use everybody. Everybody's meant to be used. We should be used for our greatest value, but not abused. There's nothing wrong with being used. See, these human beings are so frustrating to my spirit as I walk and I'm creating this life, this future that I see, and I'm being that. Because when people hear I'm not being used, ain't nobody using me. Well, I guess you're not worth the time or energy. What, you don't have anything to offer if you can't be used. I could use a friend. I could use a job. Well, if you can't use nothing, then go out and create it yourself then. Since you want to be a know-it-all and do all the work yourself, that's what I say. Spirit say it too, confirmation. Because Spirit said you got free will. Big Mama say, okay, Big Mama Quan. Look, while they talk about hit the Quan. What was that song? Hit the Quan. Look, now you know what they was talking about. Look, I'm not listening to the spirit. Yo, gut. My goodness. Let me go on. I'm about to get off here because I'm about to close with I'm gonna close with the oracle reading. I'm gonna do that nice favor. I'm gonna do that for you. But you know what? Come on to duplacegrove.com because I got some great consultations because these readings are very not your oracle readings. I do media. While I'm also known as Cherish Janine McGruder, I love all of my names. I'm very proud of who I am. Feel free to look me up, but you will not cut me up. Trust that. I know who I am. You cannot cut me up. So look a sister up if you want to be nosy, because I'm sure all of y'all probably, some of y'all want to be nosy. So, and it's so to have a healthy partnership is not about being it's not about completion. It's about having connection. It's not about dependency. It's about reciprocity. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out this oracle deck and consult with the Kemites of the Neteru and hear their Metzer Netzer, which is their divine wisdom. Let me go ahead and pull out my boo boo heads. Hey, my bears. I gotta go check on my own boo boo head here in a minute. He inside the house watching TV, not even worried about me. So question I had earlier. Let me see. Hold on. I wrote it down somewhere in my notes. Let me find it because I really wanted to ask this question. Did I not write it down on the paper? See, that's why I need to write stuff down. That's why whoever's out there, write your stuff down because you get lost in translation real quick. It's always good to write things down. Keep a piece of pen and paper with you at all times so you don't forget. Where is that question? Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm about to get off here before an hour. Okay, where is that question? Oh God, I think that's not the question. That was the other question. All right, let's see what the spirit has to say. Okay. All right, I got it. Okay. What in what healthier ways? Okay. Hold on. Okay. Yes. All right, spirit. I got the question. Metu Neteru, come on through. What healthier ways of loving, relating, and connecting are ready to emerge through us right now? What healthier ways of loving, relating, and connecting with others are ready to emerge through us right now? From ourselves and to everyone else. Okay, let's see. Let's say, oops, hold on. I'm trying to shuffle the cards like, oh, shuffle my deck. Ah. All right, Metu Neteru, what you got coming through? Metu Neteru, some of y'all too serious. That's why life ain't fun. That's what the spirit said. You don't know how to be a child. You take everything so serious. You're so stoic. What is stoicism? What is that? We want neutralism, not stoicism. The colonizers did stoicism. We're neutral beings, okay? We were the first beings on this planet. All right. So, anybody want to help me pick a card? If you feel drawn to one, just call it out. If you feel drawn to one, just call it out. Anybody just want to say a number 1 through 74 to pick a card? And I'll do it that way, I guess. I'll guess it. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go off a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be good night. Okay, I got which finger is this card on? It's on the top. Okay. All right. What we got? What you got, Armand? What you got, Big Papa? What you got for us? Oh, hey. All right. Did I just hear the birds clap? I just heard the birds clap. We got Heru Kuti and Maya. We got Big Mama. Look, they out here talking. They've been talking to me all daggone day. Like the whole family done came down like, damn. Is this a family intervention? Yeah, is this a family intervention? There, yeah, some of us are going to have family interventions. Our families are going to get too involved in our lives, and some of them don't need to be too involved in our lives. Some of them need to mind their own business because you're talking too much and telling too much of your business. Heru said, be mindful. You know, women like to talk, and be mindful. There's a woman talking about you. She says she like you, but she don't mean it. Look, the wind is confirming that she likes you, but I don't know if she knows she even means something that you can do, like Geb said, something that you can do for her that's material, brother. Maybe you doing too much for her because you're trying to people please and keep her. You're trying to make her dependent on you. Or, you know, we got those women who try to make men dependent on them. 9. This has got to stop, Big Mama said. Completion of a cycle. It's got to stop. We got to do other ancestral things. Hey, how you feeling? Assalamu alaikum. Um, yeah, the ancestors say this has got to stop. Like we don't do that tit for tat stuff. We don't beg and get on our knees for anyone to take care of us and please us. We don't even get down on our knees really for the spirit. We can praise the spirit standing up. But, you know, humbling ourselves down to our knees does definitely mean a lot that you're willing to submit to Islam. And what is Islam? Islam is the willing to submit to God's will. We're all Islamic, those who follow the spirit. I'm just not a Muslim. Okay? So let's just get that clear. I haven't even read the interpretation for the cards. Honestly, I didn't even read the ones for the last one, but I think that came out. God, I am going to be on here for an hour. Shoot. So our brother Heru is looking out for us women right now because a lot of us are coming out of our shells. We're coming into our goddess mode, but a lot of us are getting kind of arrogant about it. I see this a lot within the Black spiritual community. We're very arrogant. We're very boisterous when it comes to our ethnicity, when it comes to our spirituality. We have to voice about it. We have to voice and who's wrong and who's right. We have to show off our elekes and all the stuff going on to showboat. But it's not a teaching moment. It's just to show off, just to be seen, because we ain't been seen in so long. Stop showing off. Whoever's showing off out there, look, that's what me and my son's dad were worried about our son. He knows his greatness and how great he is that he will be arrogant because of it. And that arrogancy can push people away and not make you so attractive. Right? Somebody needs to. Do we have any mama's boys, any true Masons in here? I think we got some real brothers in here that might have been watching. Some true Masons, some real Moorish individuals who know and follow the divine law and order of the mother. You get what divine femininity and the difference between divine feminine and masculinity in your own self. That's why you're going to end up finding a partner, a mate. Somebody's about to hook up now. Because whatever masculine or divine feminine who has now found and understood themselves, look, I might not even go to the interpretation for the book because it's already been confirming to me when I do with my own intuition. Then I go to the book. Like, I pretty much said all that. But just to double check myself. And to come a warning, something's going to fly away. Look, if you don't get this person now who's in your life, they're going to run away. The woman, the man is going to run away from you. Hold on. Oh, literally. If you don't come out of your fears and triggers, divine feminine, because it's your time, or you're too boisterous to where you can't submit to a man because you too in the INDEPENTED, whatever you know about me. I spelled that wrong. So what? Mind your business. You know what song I'm talking about. All right. But yeah. So what healthier ways of loving and relating are we connecting to and ready to emerge through? Is understanding of self so that we can now treat others like we treat ourselves, and better, not better, so that someone can come and probably treat us, show us something better on how we can treat ourselves. Not that we're not doing it right already, but whoever's going to come into our lives right now during this Cancerian season is going to show us what we deserve that is better, that we weren't giving ourselves before, and that we need to give ourselves now. It's going to come through divine feminine. She's going to turn some man's life on. I'm telling you, she's going to turn his lights on, enlighten him. That brother's going to be like, oh, I want to. Who is it? Is it me? I got my crown on. Might be me. Okay. All right, Heru. Who's coming on through, brother? All right. You got your divine feminine coming in. That's a 9 plus 5. That is a 14, 15. 15, 5. So somebody's going to have some divine extreme changes in their life. So I'm going to go real quick just to go to this thing, just to go and interpret it, to be respectful to the oracles as I'm still learning them. I need to interpret this message. All right. First, we're going to go to Heru. I'm sweating. That means the message is about to end because it's getting a little hot out here. Yeah. Okay. So we have that the way is definitely open, and we got some, these deities are definitely helping to open up the way for these things to happen if we are listening to who we are. We're not listening to other people. Trust your own intuition. No matter what somebody says, take what resonates and leave the rest, Big Mama said. You know yourself. You know what you was taught at home. She's talking through the Cancer energy. You know what home is. how we fed you, how we watered you, how we took care of you. You remember that. You do that for yourself and even better now, she said. We are all positive. So we got to have the courage to sacrifice others, they're saying, to let people go who don't need to be in our lives, to let people go who want let us be ourselves in their lives. I got a sister friend. She's worried about letting another sister friend of hers go because in telling her true self about who she really is. And I said, why? She said, well, I'm pretty sure if I told her we wouldn't be friends anymore. Right. Because she's not meant to be there. But you're trying to control the situation by hiding yourself from her confirmation and not being real with yourself, which is going to cause conflict between you and her eventually. Because what happens if she finds out? Because you told her intentionally or you didn't. So don't be worried about who you gonna lose, honey boo boo. Um, and then before I end, let me go here to get further clarity. Yeah, because let's see. Those divine feminine are going through an initiation right now, you women. Not just women, but you men are going through your divine feminine initiation, learning how to be your own better mother, learning how to be your own better mother and parent to yourself. Treat yourself well. Take yourself out on a date. Take yourself out to the spa. Treat yourself like you would treat your wife, or you want to treat your wife or your lover. Do it for yourself, brothers. Some of these brothers ain't out here taking care of themselves like women. You can go to the spa. You can go get you a manicure. It's not gay to get a manicure to keep your nails clean and nice. Who said that? Who said that? Whoever said that, fruit them. Right. Thank you for the air. Because your personality is yours. What works for you, if you want to go get your nails done and them brothers talking about, you gay, they're probably gay. Get away from them. They're probably on the DL. They don't need to be your friends. I feel like this is about the only oracle deck I'm ever going to need. Yeah, because there's an understanding in diversity. There's understanding of being open-minded. There's understanding to be open-minded. So, letting people go is not an offense. It's just you're acknowledging your true power and purpose, Heru Kuti is saying. It's not to punish the offender, the person who you're letting go. It's just that now, because you're in your divine feminine space, you're going through this initiation, you don't mind letting them go because you know it's not for your best good. You love yourself too much, right? Yeah. So you got to be in divine law. And what is divine law? Knowing what is the law of your family, lineage, and heritage, and follow that. And treat everyone accordingly, lovingly. Forgive. Forgiveness is not about the other person. Fruit them. Stop thinking about what the other person thinks in forgiveness. Fruit them. It is about you. It's about you. It's about you letting go of all that stagnant energy so you can breathe and you too yourself can truly be free. Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to digress with Auset here. So you got to have the will power, she says, the strength to be your own will, to do your own bidding, because all the spirit is going to give you a nudge into your greatest self or your higher successes. But if you don't know what you're going to do for yourself, the spirit will know what to do for you. Do you want that? Because sometimes the spirit is heavy handed. And one of our divine feminines out here is a medium like myself. If you have a gift of the spirit, you have awakened to the spirit and you have been using different divination tools, come out now. Don't be scared. Fruit what other people think. Let them go. Let their thoughts go. They're not yours. Stop carrying what other people are saying. Stop carrying to care what other people are saying. You get out there and shine and do what you came here to do, okay? You hear me? So I leave that message and I digress. I say thank you very much. I'm just at an hour. I said I wasn't going over an hour and 11 minutes today, and I did it. I'm proud of myself for sticking to my own commitments and being that example. So for those who got the message, Moni Ferry Me. The Spirit said, we love you. Thank you for listening to your sister as the vessel who is just, you've given permission to come through to speak to you as you. Okay? Cosino Wahala, no problem. I love to be there for you. You've been there for me, whoever, in spirit. Thank you for continuing to be. Look, I'm about to. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a friend and a confidant. Who is that for? All my people. And if you go to the party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the greatest gift would be to be me, or something to you, to me. And the something some would say, thank you for being a friend. But I love me some golden girls. I said I always want friends like that. I want old white friends like that. I want young white friends like that. I want young black friends like that. I want old black friends like that. I just want a sisterhood. Go out there and be a good friend. But first, be your own good friend, okay? Look, while they talking, I'm gonna go and digress and end this with, I'm gonna go watch Golden Girls. I don't know what you guys are gonna do, but I'm about to go binge watch Golden Girls while I get some work done on this computer and do it. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. We love you. We love you, Moni Ferry. Peace on Facebook. We love you, YouTube. All right. Here. Thank you. Thank you. Peace, love, and hair grease. Always. Awesome.